Right, YouTube. Let's do another one. This is a Husqvarna 128 LDX, and we're going to be changing this upper shaft. These have a problem that is common on the factory shafts that they fixed on the replacement one that you order, and that is that the shaft will slide out of the clutch drum and the head will stop spinning. So you'll need a 4mm Allen head and a T25 Torx for this. Remove all these screws. These are all T25s. I'll just use a little magnet here to pull them out. The two halves of the handle are clicked together, so it does take a little bit of pressure to pop it apart. As you can see here, I'm just sliding a pick in between the two and popping it apart. You want to loosen these two. There's a nut on the back side. You don't have to back these all the way out. And the shaft will slide out. See that there's a little cinch washer on that solid metal shaft right there. That right there. That's supposed to be about 2 or 3 inches below that point. You can see that it's chewed up from moving around. So we'll get rid of that. The new one. Oh, yep. I almost forgot. You gotta take these off. Those are 4mm Allens. Slide that off. Loosen the handle. Sometimes I don't like to get past the stickers. Get rid of that. Here's the new one. Part number is 545006072. They did make a change to these shafts. Oh, there's Mitchell. He's the other mechanic at my work. They did make a change to the new shafts. So when you order the new shaft, which they are lifetime warranty, so if you've had this issue, Husqvarna will replace the shaft for free. They actually built a block onto the shaft so that it can't slide down further than it's supposed to. So basically you slide the handle on first, and then that's just some of them don't have this piece right here that I'm doing. That's just a clamp that holds for a harness if you need one. And here comes the fun part. Slide the handle back, the shaft, excuse me, back up in. And up into the machine. You're going to want to twist it back and forth until the shaft itself sits into the clutch drum, which it did right there. They put 2 holes in here for the set screw, as you can see in the center right there, and that's because this shaft does work on different models as far as I know. There's a little groove in the left hand handle half to set the wires and the throttle cable in. This is the tricky part. As you can see, I'm about to start fumbling with it. You got to get that cable back into the trigger. Before you click the handle halves together, you're never going to get it in there, and then you'll have to take it all back apart again. Just looking for some tools. Don't mind the mess on my bench. The shop I work at is fairly high volume, so my bench fills up with junk pretty quick. I make these videos on the fly. I'm like, oh, that will be a good one. So, and then I do it. And yep, you just push that little lead nub on the end of the wire into a notch in the trigger. I didn't realize that it was out of camera frame when I made the video. And then this, the trigger spring, just slides into that hole in the back of the trigger, and it kind of rests in there. And then when you put it all back together, you want to put pressure on that spring against that plastic post, as you can see here, right there. Plastic post on the handle half. And that just sits in that groove, right in that little notch. Hold it right there. And then the beauty about these snapping together, though it can be a pain in disassembly, it makes it much easier when you're putting it back together. Because you don't have to start a screw and get a screw going to hold the handle halves together, so everything stays nice and snug in place where it should be. That set screw goes all the way through into the pipe, so your shaft won't rotate. And then put all these T25 Torx back in, and you're good to go. Also gonna obviously have to make sure the shaft is tightened down, which I did. If you like my videos, like and subscribe. My subscribers have grown double this month. I went from 31 to 62 today, the day I finished making this video. And that makes me pretty happy.